Now, let's get an update on the aftermath of the rain that we saw on Friday. Now it's affecting various parts of the city. Our pleasure to go to Marie-Andrée Mauger, borough mayor of Verdun, with the latest. Marie-Andrée, welcome to the program.
Hello.
I should say, Madame la Mairesse, welcome to the program. Tell me first things first, your neck of the woods, Verdun. What was seen in Verdun on Friday?
Yeah, we were fortunate in Verdun. There were not much damage. There was some power outage and broken branches, but our most vulnerable streets were not flooded. So we didn't. Yeah, it was not impacted as we had seen last summer. So. I feel very fortunate because I see other residents in Montreal, especially in the boroughs more along Rivière-des-Prairies, the Back River, who go through difficult times because their basement was flooded. Fortunately, in Verdun, the situation was not too bad this time.
So, what do you think for those who did get hit hard and who faced the situation with flooding in the basement, that kind of stuff? Do you have any inkling, any idea as to whether or not it's an infrastructure city level problem, or if it's, certain things that happen with individual homes, some pumps not working and drains being blocked and that kind of thing? Do you have any idea on what really led to the damage?
Yeah, we're assessing the impacts right now, and we will have a postmortem. It depends on the streets. We know some streets are located in lower points where water tends to accumulate more. And we know also that we need to adapt our buildings so that they become more resilient. So we will modify our financial program at the City of Montreal to offer technical and financial help for instance, making sure that there is a good what we call the check valve, to make sure that there's no flooding. Also, when we see sloped garage, but of course the water goes to the lowest point of a field. So we will help owners to adapt their residence so that the flooding is not as frequent as we see right now. Also with the basement windows, every places where the water can get in, we will need to address everything, because even though we increase the capacity of our sewer network, when we see the amount of rain as we saw last Friday, we need to work with adapting our buildings, having above ground infrastructure so that we retain water before it goes into the streets or into the sewer network.
We are with Marie-Andrée Mauger, borough mayor of Verdun, talking about the aftermath of that impressive amount of rain that we saw on Friday. Madame Mauger, there is some question about Mayor Valérie Plante and whether she was visible enough on the ground, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I know she spoke about it finally to the media yesterday. Where do you stand on that? And, I know some people will say, well, it's not necessary. It's just about photo ops and it's, having a camera and looking good. The real work happens behind the scenes anyways. What do you think when it comes to the presence? And maybe you can tell our listeners how you handled a question like that about being visible at a time where citizens are hurting.
Yeah, well, there was at the City of Montreal, we have the coordination emergency center, and since last Thursday, we were all mobilized with the Montreal Fire Department, Police Department, administrative health head of every borough, and the Mayor of Montreal was there. I was there too, and we were updated and we followed the situation. And as the Mayor of Montreal mentioned, the job was done, and we were on the really looking at how was evolving the situation. And I think that's the most important thing, is that we're supporting the residents affected by the flooding, and for instance, we're increasing the waste collection services in boroughs where it's needed. But in Montreal, the situation was not at the stage of being on the state of emergency. For instance, our drinking water was not kept functional, our metro network, most of our streets. So the situation was not 100% normal, but it was totally under control, considering the amount of rain that we received within a few hours.
It is quite interesting that so much of the infrastructure held up quite well. Metro system, water system, pretty impressive. And I went to the Botanical Gardens on Saturday, and I was like, "Ooh, I wonder how it's going to be." And honestly, you'd have no idea we got a record-breaking amount of rain the day before. It still looked perfect. There was like 2 puddles that I saw the entire time.
We can say globally, at the scale of Montreal, we were fortunate, and we can see the work that's been done, and that we are increasing all our infrastructure work and with the sponge park, and it makes a difference. We talk about, the equivalent of many Olympic pools that we keep in our park instead of sending it in the sewer network. So, of course, we really want to support as much as we can the owners that were affected, because we know it's a lot of stress and distress. But the teams are very still underground to clean the parks where there were broken branches, and to assist residents in the cleaning of their basement.
Madame Mauger, we're going to leave it there. I want to thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Marie-Andrée Mauger is borough mayor of Verdun.